it is my honor and privilege to be able to introduce to you all my husband, my best friend, and a fantastic, my favorite human being in the world, Dr. Jonathon Button, who will be talking about the evolution of NFTs and fashion brands with case studies.
What up, what up? Very grateful to be here. I'm very excited to speak with you. As she's mentioned, I got my PhD in business administration, focused in entrepreneurship, minor in psychology, and I am grateful to be in Web3 like many of you. It's a magical time to be here, and so let's just jump right into it. I'm gonna give a few case study examples of what's going on with fashion, and hopefully you guys can find your magical opportunity with fashion and NFTs. The first focus is marketing campaign. This one almost seems quite obvious, but allow me to explain one sample. The example I'm going to use is Coach. Many of you are probably familiar with Coach. They make incredible handbags, but they also did an amazing NFT drop that happened this winter with NFT Cred, where they gave away these different NFTs. This was a great marketing campaign. Who doesn't want a free NFT? Of course I do. But what is the utility? They did not announce what the utility was until a later point in time, in which they said, congratulations, if you were lucky enough to get one of our NFTs, you get the honor of having one of our special, one-of-a-kind handbags. So with that marketing campaign, all of a sudden you're seeing one step forward into entering Web3. Let's talk about incentivized brand engagement. Now this one is one of my favorites. Many of you are probably wearing right now on your feet some Adidas shoes. This NFT is called Into the Metaverse, and Into the Metaverse was a collaboration by a variety of really incredible full-time Web3 degens, one in which is called G Money. They created an Into the Metaverse 1155 token, and they said if you purchase this token, you can redeem it for 3 clothing items: a tracksuit, a hooded sweatshirt, and an orange beanie. But that is not going to be the end of our journey into Web3. So the coolest thing is if you redeemed it for those clothing items, you actually gained the benefit of receiving a new NFT, which is a capsule. And from what I understood from speaking with some of the team members yesterday, is that the way that their PFP's rarities are going to come into fruition is that the more you interact with them and engage and utilize your NFTs, the more rare of traits you will have with your PFP when it is delivered at another phase. Let's move on to authenticity and verification. So if any of you were here earlier, you noticed I was the MC. I purposely changed for this reason. This is an NFT.NYC hat that is on my head right now. If you come up to me, you can scan it with your cell phone, and there's an RFID tag right here. If you scan it, it will take you directly to the blockchain, and you will find out that is not my hat. That is my wife's hat, who's just on stage, and she has, it shows the date she minted the hat. It shows how many of them there are, and it shows that it's hat number 4 of 1,000. So this is, to me, a very exciting future because right now we have issues with authenticating verified goods. So we have my favorite show, Antique Roadshow. And in this very clip, this individual, this vet, he has a Rolex that is a Daytona Rolex, very, very special Rolex in mint condition. And the individual on the right side is telling him, we have verified that this is definitely the Daytona. Thanks to you bringing in all these receipts, we know that this is in mint condition. Everything about it, you purchased it, and here's all the times in which you got it repaired. And they said, congratulations, sir. You could almost read his lips. It's worth $400,000. But the reason it's worth $400,000 is not primarily the watch. It's primarily because you can authenticate the watch. How many people are wearing fake Rolexes right now? Please don't raise your hand. What I want to emphasize is that this isn't just a magical thing that does it for the point of sale. So here, I'll use an example where I'm blending the idea of the hat with the Rolex. So if you have a purse, what we could do with the blockchain is you could track the moment in which the sale occurred on the blockchain. It's immutable. And then if there's any secondary market sales, you can also track that as well. But what makes me really, really excited about this is what happens prior, and that's the manufacturing and production aspect of tracking on a blockchain. You can get it right from the very factory, know the day in which it was sewn and put together. That is a beautiful thing, and I expect that we will see that in the very near future. Let's talk about augmented reality fashion. Many of you are familiar with digital wearables. Augmented reality is where it's in the physical world, but then in the future, I do expect that we'll probably all be wearing glasses, whether it's Google glasses or Apple glasses, and this is gonna make a lot more sense at that point in time. But for now, we're doing the best we can with our phone. So, this is one of my favorite artists. I had the privilege of meeting her just a few days ago. Her name is A.L. Grime. She is Venezuelan, living in Denver, very talented. She did a collaboration with ComplexCon, in which if you bought this NFT, you received the print as well as this magical shirt that I am wearing right now. And if you can look in the corner, there is a QR code. If you scan that QR code, no apps required, you will see the art piece come to life. It starts moving, it plays music. Furthermore, it enables you to enter her museum room where you could see all of her art pieces right there on your phone. Let's talk about digital identity and fashion. I'm going fast, but you are with me. Digital identity fashion, 10KTF and Gucci, they did a collaboration. Everyone knows Gucci. 10KTF, one of the founders of it is Beeple. It's a very exciting project. They work with other PFP projects to work together to allow them to do so much more with NFTs. So they're working with World of Women, Bored Ape, a few others. And if you were lucky enough to grab one of these Gucci NFTs, you could go to the website, connect it with the same wallet that has your profile picture, and then change your profile picture, or you get a new NFT in which your profile picture is wearing a completely new outfit. And then it is up to you if you want to keep that and use that as your own identity, or if you would like to sell that on the secondary market to someone else. Gucci, now you're rocking Gucci, and Gucci is marketing in Web3. Now let's talk about incentivized brand loyalty. This is probably my favorite example. Perhaps some of you are familiar with this, but it is definitely what I'm seeing as the future, and definitely one of the greatest ROIs that I've seen with anything, and I'm talking startups, businesses. This is a magical moment. The company that probably many of you are familiar with is called Artifact. Artifact recently got acquired by Nike, and that kind of changed the game. I would say the number one moment was the $69 million purchase of Beeple in Web3, and the second was acquisition of Artifact by Nike. If you were lucky enough to buy this shoe on Bitsky, Jeff Staples, very famous shoe designer, you bought the NFT for $500 on Bitsky. If you bought that shoe, you could forge it, and you would receive the actual physical shoe. That shoe is selling online right now for around $1,200. In my size, it's $8,000. If you got the actual shoe, congratulations for participating. They gave you this pigeon NFT. Now, this is where things get very exciting and very interesting. With each of those NFTs, so the shoe and the pigeon, you were able to mint 3 Clone X vials at 0.05 ETH. That's very little money, and especially right now, it's a lot less. With those 3 vials, you would reveal 3 Clone X's. With those 3 Clone X's, you would receive 1 space pod and 1 monolith. A lot of people received this on Christmas and had the best Christmas ever. Then, those space pods allowed them to get a loot pod, and those monolith boxes revealed Nike's very first NFT, which is a shoe, which can be merged with a skin vial. And then we got another monolith box, which we do not know what is inside of it yet. So I did the math, and conveniently, Ethereum was at $1,000 when I did it. So with the $1,700 investment, they were able to get an ROI of $100,000. So my question for all of you is, when it comes to NFTs and fashion, are you buying the NFT to get the fashion item, or are you buying the fashion item to get the NFT? Something for you all to think about. My name is Button, NFT Button. You can find me online. If you come up to me, I have a POAP for you, and I hope that you all can collect it. Thank you all very much. I hope you have a great day.